What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the Fuji Instax Mini 70. Before I got into YouTube, I was a big fan of photography. There's just something about capturing an image at one point in time that made the very small artist in me feel a bit more at peace at the world. Now, most of the stuff I use for taking pictures, I now use for taking video, which is all relatively technologically advanced stuff. And despite the fact that 99% of the pictures I take now are taken on my smartphone, there's still something special about having a traditional style camera that pumps out a physical image. The Fuji Instax Mini 70 is the unofficial successor to the ultra-popular Instax 8, arguably the most popular instant film consumer camera. Though similar in design, Fuji has refined the look of their new offering. The Mini 70 has a slimmed down form factor that doesn't have as many protruding curves as the Instax 8. It's thinner and more streamlined, and it actually looks more like a vintage camera than it does a toy. No offense to the Instax 8. Yes, it's still primarily made out of plastic, but the build quality is definitely a step up. Overall, it's a much more mature looking camera that still holds on to a certain playful personality without looking like it's inspired by a children's cartoon. The Mini 70, like the 8, does come in a variety of cool colors that come off with a more polished look, almost kind of gives off the impression of a metallic finish, which is actually pretty nice. Now, I went with the Stardust Gold variant, which I really like, more of a unique color within their lineup. On the front of the camera, the first thing you'll probably notice is the retractable lens. It has two components and two elements, and you'll see sensors on the front of the lens itself that actually meters for exposure. The shutter speed is automatically adjusted between 1/2 second to 1/400th of a second after determining the lighting conditions the picture is being taken in. Now, on the upper left, you have the built-in flash that works in conjunction with the sensors in the lens, which will automatically detect whether or not you need the flash or not. Now, this is actually a pretty sophisticated feature, as the Instax 8 always made you use the flash and had a locked shutter speed. Now, this should make for images with better color rendition and dynamic range, not washed out images that are constantly overexposed. There's a small window right next to the flash for the viewfinder, and the shutter release button right below that. There's also a small polished selfie mirror right next to the lens that helps you properly frame the shot when you're taking a selfie, a great addition as the Instax 8 made you take selfies without any way of knowing if you were properly in the shot. On the side of the camera, there's two anchoring points for straps, and I have the wrist strap that came with the camera attached, so I have a little bit more protection against drops. Also on the side of the camera is a battery compartment for two CR2 lithium batteries, which are not as common as AA or AAA, but supposedly last a lot longer than both, which is nice. On the bottom of the Mini 70, there is a threaded hole that allows you to mount the camera to a tripod, and on top of the camera, there's the slot in which the film is released. On the back, there's a door that opens up where the film can be loaded into the camera itself. The Mini 70 takes Fuji's Instax Mini film cartridges that are super easy to install. Just lift the latch to open the film door, remove the film from the package, line up the yellow markers on the camera and the film cartridge, and you're good to go. Couldn't be simpler. There's also a small little window on the film door that will show the yellow marker that will indicate whether or not film is loaded into your Mini 70. Now, something to keep in mind if you've never used a Fuji Instax camera before, the first time you press the shutter button when a new film cartridge is installed, a blank protective film cover will actually exit out the slot door, which will then make your camera fully ready to shoot pictures. Now, probably the biggest difference between the Mini 70 and the Instax 8 is the added control features present on the Mini 7. On the control panel, you'll see an on-off button, an LED display, a mode button, a button for a timer, and a button for selfie mode. Turning on the camera will activate the lens and will display how many exposures you have remaining on the LED screen. It will default to automatic mode, but pressing the mode button will allow you to choose between a few options that kind of best fit your shooting conditions. There's modes for macro, landscape, a force flash mode, and a mode called high key that slows down the shutter speed in order to brighten up the image. Now, I really like the versatility that the camera offers. Now, it's obviously not as powerful as having a manual mode, but it is nice to be able to adjust the camera settings as it allows for more creative and higher quality images. The timer allows you to set up a delay before the shutter is released, and there's a cool option that will take 2 pictures in case you're shooting with friends and you want to have another copy to give away. The selfie mode will adjust the focal length of the lens, allowing for proper selfie framing. Again, this is a really nice added feature as selfies have become the most popular way of taking photos these days and really complements the fun nature of the Mini 70 and other instant cameras like it. Overall, the Fuji Instax Mini 70 is a cool camera. Something that should make an awesome gift for Valentine's Day, which is coming up soon, or to anyone who has even the slightest interest in photography. Now I know everyone has a nice camera on their smartphones these days, but there is something genuinely rewarding about capturing a moment with a camera like this that's just so different from a digital image. The Mini 70 will make you a lot more selective of the moments you want to capture, will make you take more time and effort to plan the picture out right, and will consistently make you excited every time the shutter button is released and the film pops out. I swear, no matter what you're doing, you will stop and wait for the picture to fully expose, and the picture will mean more to you than any digital image that's just sitting in your phone. It seriously makes for a much more memorable and fun experience, something that in a weird way, technology has kind of taken away. Hence why I like devices like this, which try and use technology to preserve this magic rather than inadvertently destroy it. Well, that's it for this review. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it, and leave me a comment on what you guys think of the Instax Mini 70. Do you guys think cameras like these are cool, or are you more into the high-tech shooters? And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with all my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.